has been outstanding, especially against the run. And they are led by the front four.
Well, Julius Peppers, 4 sacks in the last 2 games. You just saw Anthony Adams there get good penetration. Those D tackles are playing better than anybody's talking about. Outstanding at linebacker. Roach out there today starting for Pisa Tinoi Samoa. And very simple what they do on the back end. A lot of 2 deep with the safeties, but they play fast and they'll hit you.
On 2nd and 9, off the play fake, set up the screen. It's to the tight end. Brandon Pettigrew breaks the tackle and gets up to the very close to the first down. That's a great effort by Brandon Pettigrew, who is 2nd in the NFL in receptions amongst tight ends. Jason Witten of Dallas has 60. That was number 56 for Pettigrew.
Yeah, he's had a great year. Just a year off of an ACL. Lets Peppers go there, gets a nice block from Gosder Charles out on the screen, and it looks like Detroit going with some hurry up here. Going to force the hand and dictate on that Bears defense.
And they got a first down on that play. The handoff this time is to Maurice Morris, who gets the fullback, Jerome Felton, the man who carries. Morris had split out as they changed backs in the backfield.
And Sam Drew Stanton getting his 2nd start in his NFL career here today. Local kid from Michigan State. He's going to have to find the happy medium, if you will, about wanting to be a playmaker, playing for the future of his NFL life, but at the same time pulling back and letting his playmakers take over for him.
3 wide receivers in. Derek Williams, the 3rd one. This is Morris carrying, and Maurice Morris gets up to the 35-yard line. It's not a great running team. Javid Best came in. He's had trouble with turf toe all season long. Maurice Morris is a solid back who can catch the ball out of the backfield. Best is an excellent receiver out of the backfield as well.
And he was dynamite the first couple of weeks, and the Bears fans know that from week 1. But his toes have been an issue, and I'll tell you, anytime Maurice Morris, Sam, has had an opportunity, whether in Seattle or here, he always produces.
3rd and 5, Henry Melton in a tackle for the Bears. That pass caught by Nate Burleson, a first down. There was some pressure on Stanton. He hung in there and completed it to Nate Burleson.
Yep, and the Bears just have zone coverage. He gets it out on time. They call that staying on schedule, which means make your read, get the ball out when you get to that back step, sync it up. The timing was perfect. That was a good throw versus the zone defense there to Nate Burleson.
Julius Peppers goes off. Melton goes to end, and Marcus Harrison in a defensive tackle for the Bears. Lions 3 wideouts. They go short to Burleson. Turns it into a nice game, but a flag comes down late. Burleson gets up to the 48-yard line, pick up a 5 on the play.
That'll be on Pettigrew for a hold out on the edge.
And that negates the play. Another penalty on the Lions.
Offense number 84. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat first down.
Ed Hockley is our referee today. And it's Scott Linehan, the offensive coordinator, who says they have confidence in Drew Stanton. He will run the offense, but certainly he'll call plays that he feels comfortable with.
It's about dialing up all the cover 2 beaters today. You got to run just enough to keep your quarterback on schedule. You're going to see a lot of cover 2, 2 deep safeties from the Bears. If your O-line holds up, they should be able to pick it apart.
Peppers back in for the Bears. They hand off to Maurice Morris. Good run as he fights his way back across the 40 to the 41-yard line. Brian Urlacher, the man who put him down.
Maurice Morris last week in their game, on their Thanksgiving Day game, ran for over 6 yards a carry. I remember doing games when he was in Seattle. Anytime he got an opportunity for Sean Alexander, he made a lot of good plays. We had him here last year when they played Arizona, and he absolutely tore it up.
DJ Moore in as a 5th defensive back. Derek Williams in as a 3rd wideout for the Lions on 2nd down. The pass is knocked away. Calvin Johnson wanted a call, but Charles Tillman, the best cover corner that the Bears have as far as size is concerned for Calvin Johnson, broke up that play.
And I think we'll see this matchup all day long, because Tillman is the biggest and the best corner, and got physical right there with
Schwartz talking to Julian Peterson, his linebacker. Javid Best at the running back spot. The Lions start from the Bears' 38-yard line. It's Best with room. He's got good speed. Urlacher came up to take him down at the 30. Let's check out what's going on with the Minnesota Vikings today. Here's Kurt Menefee.
Brett Favre making his 297th consecutive regular season start. Injured on this play when he's hit by Arthur Moats of Buffalo. It is intercepted by Drayton Florence, but more importantly, Favre injured his shoulder out of the game. They say his return is questionable. Tavares Jackson now in quarterback in the Vikings. Sam and Tim.
Thanks, Kurt. That didn't look good for Favre. Best in the backfield on 2nd and 2. Quick outside, and it's incomplete. Trying to get it to Nate Burleson. It was Burleson early in the week who guaranteed a Lions victory, and everybody took it in stride. As far as the players go, they say you should be confident going into a game. You have to believe that you're going to win the game.
Do the Lions really believe they can win a game?
I certainly hope so. Well, their coach believes in them.
Look, I think every player, when
them.
you go into a game, you better have the belief that you can go win the game. And all that stuff, it's great for the media and the predictions and the billboard. Sam, as soon as that first kick goes up in the air, forget about it. The guys are playing ball.
There's 3rd and 2 with 2 tight ends in. Everybody out. Stanton runs for it, and he's got a first down. He can scramble. It's a concern for the Bears defense.
What a shame, man. I love Sean Hill, but Stafford clearly the guy here.
Off the play fake. Stanton in trouble, got rid of it, and completes it. Inside the 20, Burleson with a great spin move. Gets out of bounds inside the 10. A first down for the Lions.
How about Drew Stanton throwing with Brian Urlacher right in his face? Urlacher's going to come right up the gut on a blitz. Stanton's going to get it out, throw a perfect ball now. It's up to Burleson, make one guy miss. He breaks the tackle of Tim Jennings. That's huge for the Bears now. If there's one stat when you talk to Lovie Smith about his defense, he said it's all about missed tackles. If that first guy doesn't make the tackle, usually going to be problems.
On 1st and goal, they go straight ahead with Maurice Morris inside the 5. Lions doing a good job on 1st down.
Well, what I like about him, Scott Linehan's plan is simple but effective so far. The Bears have been offering up the run with the 2 deep safeties, and so he's run it just enough, and he's called the plays that has allowed Drew Stanton to get the ball out quick with the underneath passing game.
And they go no huddle. Stanton got rid of his towel. He wanted to throw it to the official. He threw it on the ground in the end zone. Being pressured by Adonijay, and he gets rid of it and throws it away. No intentional grounding. He was out of the pocket. Big time pressure by Israel Adonijay.
You know, I talked about it earlier with Drew, how he walks that fine line today, Sammy, Drew Stanton, of, you know, the guy's a gamer. The guy is, I mean, he's one of those guys where you look at him in practice and you go, well, I don't know, and he gets in the game and uh-oh, there he is. He's making plays. It's going to be interesting to see how he settles into this game today. So far, so good emotionally for him.
Major right, DJ Moore in the secondary for the Bears. The Lions have the best touchdown efficiency in the red zone. Stanton goes in. He looked right, he looked left, wide open spaces. Drew Stanton takes it in. Place in the NFC East, 3rd and 9. 3 wide receivers, all right. Cutler, deep drop. And completes it to Earl Bennett. Diving, reaching for the first down marker.
Right on.
Where will they give him progress? The official lining up right at the line.
Yeah, he is right on it. Great effort by Earl Bennett. Now the question is, was his knee down as he was getting drugged before he laid out and extended the ball to the first down mark?
Bennett is...
Oh, he's gotten on a nice little roll.
Yeah, he's slowly become more and more important in the offense for the Bears. And it's a first down as they stretch the chains. Watch this effort.
Yeah, you got 2 guys on you. You got a middle linebacker, DeAndre Levy, who ends up finishing you off. He's coming off a nice game. Earl Bennett had 2 touchdowns last week against the Philadelphia Eagles. He's just playing so much faster now. I mean, he's one of those guys that faced a lot of zone, was a guy that sat down in a lot of zones. This is more about up-tempo if you're a receiver for the Bears.
Forte, the running back, takes the handoff. And a big run for Matt Forte into Lions territory to the 49. He picks up 17 on the play. Matt Forte's had some of his best games against the Lions. This is his 6th game against them.
Averages 131 yards per game from scrimmage. He looks so fast. Look at him over the last 4 games. Now, I know they've cut their reps, his practice reps, during the week of practice, and it shows up on Sundays.
They go wild.
Big bounce in his step.
They went wildcat. Bennett pitches it out to Forte. Forte is out of bounds inside the 45. They split out Cutler to the left. They went wildcat to Earl Bennett. And a little razzle-dazzle from the Bears. And it picked up 5 on the play.
And we've seen that on tape a little bit. We saw it against Philadelphia with Earl Bennett playing the Wildcat games.
Chester Taylor in the backfield. The toss to Taylor. He follows Olsen. And he's got a first down. You mix in a little Chester Taylor. The coaches love him because he can run the ball, catch the ball, and he gives Forte a rest every once in a while.
And he gets a couple of nice blocks. Watch Kellen Davis here, the tight end, and of course Jamarcus Webb's going to pull out. Both of them will lock on and get good blocks. There's Davis with the hit on Landon Johnson, then Webb finishes him up, and now a safety is there to clean it up after the first down run. Good blocking by Kellen Davis and the right tackle Webb.
And they've got Forte and Taylor in the backfield. Forte peels off in motion, and they hand to Taylor. Gets a couple of yards, and he's brought down at the 36-yard line.
Curious is their attack so far in the run game. And we saw Forte have the big one really right in the face of Ndamukong Suh. But here's where they've made most of their hay, right here to the left. Perimeter team out to the left at 4-7. Now, they do like to run to the right as well. Yards per carry not as good. But the middle is the area where they've struggled the most. And that's certainly the strength, Sam, of this Lions defensive front.
Forte and Matamaliuna in the backfield. Cutler, deep drop. Gets time, puts it up deep for Devin Hester. Incomplete. Double coverage on the play. And well covered by the Lions, Chris Houston and Louis Delmas. There's Houston, the cornerback.
Tell you, that's one area now. You look at these Lions, and their front four has been outstanding, and by far the strength of their football team, especially on defense. The back end's got 6 interceptions. When you combine the whole secondary, you got 5 to Alfonso Smith. Houston's got 1. Everybody else does not have a takeaway.
4 wide receivers in for the Bears on 3rd and 8. Cutler steps up and finds Earl Bennett for a first down at the 22. He got good protection and then stepped up, and Bennett was open. 14-yard pickup.
And extends the play with his legs. Look, it's cover 2. You got 2 deep safeties, so the zones are going to break down, and eventually they do. I mean, you get past 3 seconds, the zones are going to break down. You saw Bennett sitting right in the middle of one, and Cutler buys a little extra time with his legs. You got to, if you're going to sit in that 2 deep zone, you better get quick pressure with your front 4.
Forte shifts back in the backfield. First down at the Lions 22. Forte squeezing through the hole, got a couple of yards before he was shoved back hard. Brandon McDonald in on the tackle, the cornerback. A couple of yards picked up on the play as you look at Ford Field.
It's a great stadium.
A great game, great place to do a game, great place to play a game. Good crowd on hand, a lot of Bears fans making the trip down. Three wide receivers for the Bears. Devin Aromashodu in as the 3rd. And they all go the left side. Quick to Bennett, and he's tripped up. Falls forward to the 8-yard line. What a quick release that was.
Well, that's pre-snap. They knew right away from the pre-snap. Jay Cutler knew that it was going right to his old teammate from college, Earl Bennett. Here's Earl Bennett. They already know. Bang. It's just get the ball and throw it. One step, get it out. In between the D end and the middle linebacker. That's beautiful.
13-yard pickup, 1st and goal for the Bears at the 7-yard line. 12th play of the drive for the Bears.
Watch Greg Olsen when they get down here.
Forte gets to the 5.
about Greg Olsen, the tight end? The guy has got to be maybe the most unselfish player on the team. His versatility has been huge. First-round pick that's a tight end that loves to run routes. He's more of a wide receiver in terms of his mentality. This year, and Mike Martz said it, he goes, I don't know if the fans really understand how stressed this guy is. Playing tight end, playing fullback, playing split end, playing H-back. Versatility's been huge.
2nd and goal from the 6. Off the play fake. Cutler with time, puts it in the corner. Incomplete, flag on the play. Johnny Knox was bumped by Chris Houston. It looks like pass interference, and it'll give the Bears the ball on the 1-yard line.
Yeah, it is. Houston totally cut off Knox's path to get to the football.
Pass interference defense, number 23. The foul was in the end zone, so the ball was placed at the 1-yard line. First down.
He's going to come here and then go back out to the outside, and you're going to see Houston block his path. He's holding on him there. Clear contact with the ball in the air. Easy call.
Houston comes to the sideline. The Bears send in Kevin Schaefer as a tackle eligible. See the time remaining in the first quarter. Chester Taylor in the backfield. 1st and goal at the 1. It's Taylor. Outside and into the end zone. Touchdown Bears. Detroit, Sam Rosen, Tim Ryan on the Fox crew. We start the 2nd quarter. Stanton off the play fake. Completes it to Brandon Pettigrew, who was pulled down by Lance Briggs. But a good pickup on 1st down of 8 yards. Check out the first quarter statistics. Even in rushing. Slight edge to Detroit passing. Total yards are close. That's why it's 7-7.
Yeah, the 3 penalties hurt Detroit on their first drive, and then of course a real nice punt return by Logan put them in Bears territory where they could drive 38 yards for the touchdown.
On 2nd and 2 out of the shotgun, the hand of Morris, who breaks a couple of tackles. Hard run for a 1st down by Maurice Morris. Major Wright made the tackle. Let's go back to Minnesota and Buffalo. Here's Kurt.
We told you Tavares was in the game for the injured Brett Favre, who's now in the locker room. Jackson threw an interception, returned for a touchdown, then throws this one up. But Sidney Rice goes to get it. His first touchdown of the year, 31 yards on the score. It's all even at 7. Of course, Rice missed the first 9 games due to that hip injury, Sam and Tim.
Nice to see him back. Thanks, Kurt. That's important for the Vikings.
You know, I know nobody likes Tavares Jackson, the Minnesota fans. I do.
Julius Peppers going to the sideline. They check his right hand or right wrist. Henry Melton moves in his spot. Melton has been coming on and becoming a factor on the defense. End around. Here comes Stephon Logan. And his quickness shows up as a great run into Bears territory down to the 40-yard line. Charles Tillman took him down. 17-yard run by the speedy Stephon Logan.
Oh, yeah, he's got heat. Another brilliant call by Scott Linehan. Look, you got the new player in at end. You're going to run a reverse right at him. There's Henry Melton out there on Bacchus. Will Heller's going to come and be able to pick him up, log him just enough to where when they say log it, that means hook him, and gave the edge to Stephon Logan. Great call.
This time the handoff to Maurice Morris. He gets inside the 40 to the 37, a pickup of 3. That was Stephon Logan's 3rd run of the season, and that quickness showed on that play.
Yeah, and it takes a lot more than just the guy running. It's about the basics and the details. And watch this clean handoff and exchange right there in the mesh point perfectly from Drew Stanton, who does not have a lot of Sunday reps, game day reps. Sam doing that.
Blitz coming, Morris carrying, and he is brought down at the 36. Back in the lineup is Julius Peppers, so any concern by Bears fans, relax, he's fine. He lined up at the right defensive end on that last play. Marcus Harrison joins on the defensive line. Tommy Harris is there, number 91.
Tell you, so far so good if you're Drew Stanton. You got to be excited the way you played, and you're just telling yourself in your brain, just keep running the offense, stay within the system.
On 3rd down, Stanton gets time, completes to Calvin Johnson. 1st down at the 28-yard line. For Calvin Johnson, He has caught a pass in every game he's played in the NFL, 57 consecutive games.
Yeah, and this is his second read. I love it. Outside leverage, receiver's going to go inside. You see Calvin there, and Drew Stanton gets him the football. He looked down the field first, down the seam, came right back to Calvin Johnson. That guy, if I'm Drew Stanton, that guy's got 13 to 15 targets in this game today.
Rod
Chucking
Wilson.
it up to him.
Rod Wilson comes in, number 58 for the Bears, a right linebacker, two backs in the backfield, Felton and Best. Best slips away from Briggs, but then stumbled and falls forward back to the line of scrimmage. Rod Wilson was there to cover him up. Javid Best got off to the great start. Didn't have great yardage, but scored 2 touchdowns against the Bears the opening game of the season. Had 5 touchdowns in the first 2 games.
And we watched him in practice the other day, and afterwards talked to Coach Schwartz. I go, man, he looks explosive again. Jimmy said that's nothing versus what he was when he first got here to start the year.
Here's Best again. Bouncing off. And a good tackle on the play by DJ Moore. The nickelback in the defense stepped up, and Moore's done a good job for the Bears.
Yeah, and that is a big-time tackle right there, because if DJ doesn't get Javid Best down, and Javid's got all that real estate and turf in front of him, DJ Moore's just kind of burst onto the scene this year, hadn't he? I mean, the guy didn't do anything last year, really, as a 4th-round pick. This year, he's been a big player for their defense.
There's 3rd and 10. The Lions are 4 for 5 on 3rd down conversions thus far in the game.
Watch Pettigrew.
Stanton looking, rolling. 3 Bears chasing him. There goes Peppers after him, and he throws it away. Actually, didn't throw it away. There's a flag on the play. That was almost picked by Chris Harris. Kind of a wild throw by Stanton with Peppers chasing him to the sideline.
Could have made it easy on himself and thrown it to Pettigrew, who was wide open right off the snap. There was nobody around number 84.
Pass interference, offense number 84, blocking downfield.
That's why. No.
It's a 10-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down.
See, right away, look at all the backers are up here. He's by himself. There goes Pettigrew right down the middle of the field. If Stanton sees him, that's an easy hookup. And he goes and blocks and is still blocking and engaged. Was he engaged when that ball was in the air?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
So blocking downfield while the quarterback was still behind the line of scrimmage. 2 tight ends in. They push the Lions back and basically push them out of field goal position.
It's a brutal area to have a big penalty.
Stanton completes it to Tony Scheffler, the 2nd tight end. He gets down to the 32, and now you're looking at a 50-yard field goal try. Bears start from the 17. Chester Taylor in the backfield. Wanamalaiuna shifts. Taylor carries. Got a block from Jamarcus Webb. And gets across the 20 up to the 22-yard line. Cliff Averill with a tackle on Chester Taylor.
You look at the coverage today, the field position. Today, they own 33. That's the season average. Best in the NFL today, they own 18 for Chicago. Their own 18. So, coverage has been outstanding for the Lions.
Good start for the Lions. There's Cutler on 2nd and 4. With Taylor and Wanamalaiuna in the backfield.
Start hitting him.
Pressure. He steps up, shovel pass to Taylor. Taylor gets to the 30. Cutler improvising, had Taylor in front of him. He was about to be tackled by Cliff Averill, who's getting good pressure on the quarterback today.
You know, that's a great play by Jay Cutler, and I'll tell you why. Because you go back 5 games ago, and Mike Martz told us, and you could watch it on tape, he was in survival mode. It was panic. It was not knowing what, and a lot of that was the offensive line and the guys being unsettled in front of him and all the deep routes of the offense. Cutler's confidence is obvious right now as he's just out there playing and making plays however he has to.
Fake draw. Cutler looking to set up the screen to Taylor. That time he's wrapped up by Corey Williams. That really never got going.
Smart by Corey Williams. He read it the whole way. I mean, they blocked him. They let the other side go, and Dominican Sue. You'll see this side of the field, and Sue and these guys will get up there, and now 99 is just going to read it. He sees it, stays engaged with the blocker, then disengages. And he's right there to to tackle Chester Taylor.
Do to correct that?
I don't know. I mean, I know there's a huge emphasis on the guys. D linemen should be watching the football, not listening to the cadence.
On 2nd and 5, out to Taylor again. First down yardage. Up to the 44-yard line. Chris Houston tripped him up. Chester Taylor getting good playing time and making the most of it. 9-yard pickup.
One thing when you look at these Bears wide receivers, they all block. They're not the biggest guys, but Johnny Knox has got a huge heart and a huge desire to go block. He's going to be big here as he seals Chris Houston. Watch, or he's going to end up getting McDonald, excuse me. And he's just going to lock on. We've done a couple of games where he has had some big-time blocks that have popped some touchdowns for the backs behind him.
Hester and Aroma Shadu out wide. That was tipped and almost intercepted. Aroma Shadu never saw it coming. Let's find out what the Saints are doing in Cincinnati. Here's Kurt Menefee.
Saints winners of 4 straight at the Bengals, losers of 8 in a row, and looks like New Orleans has found their running back. Chris Ivory, 2 touchdowns rushing last week, a 55-yarder today. Longest touchdown run since 2003 for the Saints, and they lead it 10-6 in the second quarter. Sam and Tim.
Thanks very much, Kurt. Great race in the NFC South. Atlanta 9-2. They'll be at Tampa Bay later, and New Orleans at 8-3. Chris Ivory's had a great season. From the 44 on 2nd down, the handoff to Taylor. And Chester Taylor fights his way down to the 47 of the Lions. Another 9-yard pickup. It'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
And another good call from Mike Martz and the execution by the offense. Look at the D tackles. Look at how much room is right there at the line of scrimmage. Run a draw right at it. D tackles split. They run a game. Run a nice little stun in there and basically create nice running lanes for Chester Taylor. Terrific call from Martz.
They go with 4 wide receivers on 3rd and 1. Matt Forte in the backfield. Bennett motions. The back pedal, the throw to Bennett. He's wide open. Earl Bennett still going. Refuses to go down. It takes 4 Lions to take down Bennett at the 14-yard line. On a 3rd and 1, they pick up 33 yards.
Jay Cutler going to peel right out, throw to his left. Look at that little back pedal. You know he's throwing to the left. Off coverage versus Earl Bennett. Here's where you love Earl Bennett now. His leg strength. Nobody talks about it. Mike Martz was talking about it last night. He said this guy's leg strength from the lower body, in and out of his breaks and in and out of tackles as it took, as you said there, several guys to get him to the ground. Very strong.
And Cutler saw it all the way. Good throw. And a tremendous play by Bennett on 1st down at the 14. The toss to Forte. Gets outside. He is in. Touchdown. The Bears offensive calls, they're mixing it up beautifully with a run and the pass, and they march down the field to another touchdown. They have the lead for the first time in the game.
Yeah, and they are hitting the Lions where they're weak, and they're weak on the perimeter at the linebacker spot, or they have been all year, and they're taking it right at Turk McBride, who's in there for Kyle Vandenbach.
Drew Stanton, the number 3 quarterback, hoping to make much of his opportunity with the 2 that we showed you earlier. Matthew Stafford and Sean Hill out injured. Starting from the 19. Being rushed, drops it off to Javid Best. Couple of blockers. Here goes Best. Trouble for the Bears. Manning angles him out of bounds. Javid Best into Bears territory to the 49-yard line. A 32-yard pickup.
Yeah, and they catch the Bears in a blitz, which is obviously going to reduce the numbers of guys that can get there in pursuit. You see Urlacher, he's going to go right up the middle there. DJ Moore coming off the side. Now watch this speed. Forget it. I mean, you got all those white jerseys chasing him. Daniel Manning has a nice angle on him and is able to push him out of bounds, but that guy's unbelievable in space when you talk about the speed for Javid Best. I think he was the best playmaker, period, coming out in last year's draft.
Javid Best with 50 receptions on the season. Another end around to Logan. This time the Bears smelled it out. And looks like a 1-yard gain on the play. Bears seemed ready for that. Peppers and Urlacher combine on the stop.
And watch Julius Peppers here. He's not going to really make the play because he's in great position, though. He's going to force it to bubble up the field. And once it bubbles up the field, you see all the white jerseys that can get there in pursuit. And that was unlike we saw the one on Henry Melton last series. Henry drove down, never had a chance to make that thing bounce or bubble. The pursuit couldn't catch up. Good play by Pep.
This play, Peppers lines up as the right defensive end. Adonijay left. Stanton throws short, completes to Pettigrew, the tight end, down to the 41-yard line. And tomorrow night, it's the American Country Awards, 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 Central, only on Fox. It's coming to you from Las Vegas. Hope you tune in.
Stanton looks pretty good in this little spread set. It's what he ran at Michigan State. 3 wides all over the place.
Blitz coming. The pass is incomplete. Broken up by Danielle Manning, the safety. Did a good job on Brandon Pettigrew. Pettigrew went to the first down marker and turned around. And a good play by Manning to break it up.
Very good play by Danielle. To the catch, there's no question in my mind that that's what Bennett is much better at.
Low pass juggled, held on to by Johnny Knox, and he's got a first down up to the 32. And now the Bears again starting to spread it around. Just when he goes to Bennett for a while, he switches off to Johnny Knox.
Well, they know where the Lions are weak, and they're attacking him accordingly. And why wouldn't you? Jay Cutler again, the back pedal, you know it's coming left, and you hit him right on the flank. Julian Peterson up in a little pressure, couldn't get out to the curl area. You'll see this area, which everyone calls curl to flat. This area right here on the football field, you're going to see the Bears attack that area all day.
20-yard pickup on the last play. Cutler in trouble, dumps it off to Forte. Forte gets a first down, fighting his way up to the 48-yard line. Tough to bring down. Louis Delmas finally did. 16-yard gain. Bears offense on the move again as we reach 2nd and 10 on their own 48-yard line. Olsen splits out. 3 wide receivers.
Time to start feeding Greg Olsen a little bit, I think.
All right, let's see. Goes the other way and completes it. Spinning away is Johnny Knox. And lunges forward to the Lions' 44-yard line. A couple of yards short of the first down. Good tackle by Alfonso Smith.
It's been the biggest problem here for Detroit once again.
2 tight ends. Javid Best in the backfield. Best looking for an opening. Bounces it outside. Watch out here. Can he beat Danielle Manning? Manning shoves him out of bounds in Bears territory at the 46-yard line. 45-yard run by Javid Best.
Watch the huge wall here. Best is going to run right into it. It looks like he's lost, and then he'll just pop out to the perimeter. Bang. Nice block by Pettigrew and Calvin Johnson out on the edge. I mean, how about that? And that's part of the benefit of being a small back. You can get lost in the wash with all those big bodies and the massive humanity, and then have the speed to hit the perimeter and get past midfield.
Longest run of the season for the Lions. This is a completion to Calvin Johnson. Heading for the corner, and he's in. Touchdown!
On the road, we've got to stay after him. As for the defense, the Bears, they certainly aren't tackling very well. Lovey acknowledged that, but he said we've just got to make sure we give our offense a chance to score. They're playing well.
Thank you, Jennifer. On first down, Matt Forte carries, gets 4 up to the 25-yard line. DeAndre Levy, the middle linebacker, made the tackle. Take a look at first half statistics. The Lions 253 yards. That's what Tim talked about. Penalties have been a factor on the negative side for them. The Bears offensively have done fine. Defensively, they've got to play better.
Very good, but here's the deal. If you're the Bears, you feast on taking the ball away. Detroit has yet to turn it over in this football game.
Bears have had a couple of good drives in the first half. Pressure on Cutler. They got him for the sack. And he fumbled the ball and the Lions recovered. The ball came out. The ball knocked out by Cliff Averill, recovered by Turk McBride. Lions have the ball at the Bears 9. Bears start from the 28. Forte up to the 31-yard line. And all the Bears defensive players will talk about Rod Marinelli and say he's all about attitude, but he also breaks down plays and makes the players better, and he's a specialist with a defensive line.
Well, expertise is certainly is how you would classify him. You'd classify him an expert in defensive line play. Was he a great head coach? I don't know. How many great coaches have been in Detroit with all the losing? I know this. He is arguably the best defensive line coach in all of pro football.
Quick pitch to Bennett. That's a first down. There again is that quick toss right off the line, and Cutler getting it to Earl Bennett. And again, the Bears start to move the ball. Offensively, they've been effective in the game. That turnover certainly hurt. Bears from the 39-yard line. Bennett with 5 catches for 77 yards in the game. 3 wide receivers. Brandon McDonald in as a 5th defensive back for the Lions. Draw play, Forte. Try to kick it outside. And Ndamukong Suh with a good tackle to bring him down. Excuse me, it was Julian Peterson, the linebacker, in on the stop.
Tell you the thing that's most impressive in watching Ndamukong Suh, and all the numbers will match up, and they'll tell you that he's having a great year with the 8 sacks and everything Ndamukong is able to do at the defensive line. But the guy's motor and his stamina is what's especially noticeable to me. I mean, he's out there for almost every snap.
Yeah.
He's going to play 60 to 75 snaps a game, and he's always got a lot of gas left in the tank. He's got tremendous stamina for a defensive tackle.
Olsen motions, 2 tight ends. Forte trying to cut it back. And a good tackle on the play. Short gain up to the 45-yard line. Corey Williams grabbed hold of his ankle and wouldn't let go.
And both D tackles do a great job here. And Ndamukong Suh and Corey Williams both force that cutback. But watching Ndamukong Suh and what he's been able to do this year. And there's a big-time sack on Aaron Rodgers. Here's one on Donovan McNabb. Boy, he's got nasty intentions, too, when he gets to the quarterback. You love that. Gets Tom Brady, and now a little touchdown. Turns and looks at Santana Moss. What are you doing? Get off of me. Oh, he's fun to talk to, too.
Great guy.
Super smart. Here he is from the stand-up. This is going to give Chicago some problems with their protection declaration.
Blitz coming. Pressure on Cutler trying to get away from Levy. He does, and he runs for a first down. Took a hard hit, but Cutler, he may be shaking a little bit. Now he's helped up by Johnny Knox. He's okay. Cutler running away from DeAndre Levy, the middle linebacker, and he got a first down.
Yeah, and good thing he dipped at the last second, because 26 is about to take his head off. Watch Louis Delmas here. Lower the boom on Jay Cutler. Now, when a quarterback crosses the line of scrimmage and tucks the ball, he becomes a runner.
Right.
It's all neat.
Hester's at midfield. Nick Harris is 8 yards deep in his end zone. Hester backpedals, takes it at the 40. Cuts upfield, watch out!
How do you punt to him?
He is upended by Harris, the punter. Otherwise, he would have had an NFL record.
How do you punt to him? And I asked Jim Schwartz that on Friday. I said, are you going to punt to Devin Hester? He said, heck no.
Well, guess
if we
what?
do punt to him, it's going to be directional punting. They kick this right down the middle of the field, and then the magic of Hester takes over. Lucky that Nick Harris is able to save it.
Saved a touchdown with a great tackle. 29-yard return by Devin Hester.
I mean, think of Hester, who is 1 return away from NFL history, the most prolific ever. And you look at his numbers, it's just remarkable. But imagine being one of the guys blocking for him. The other 10 guys on that return unit.
He's upset that he didn't take it all the way.
Of course he is. That whole uniform would have been on its way to Canton already.
That's right. 1st and 20. 3 wide receivers in. Devin Aroma-Shadu is the 3rd wide out. With Knox and Bennett. Taylor broke the tackle. And another one, and gets down to the 34-yard line. Picked up 7 on the play.
It's the 4th time today Cliff Averill has had his hands on the quarterback and got him to the ground.
Hester's back into the game. They've got to get to the 21 for a first down. Cutler dumps it off. Chester Taylor bounce off one man, gets down to the 36-yard line. It brings up a 4th and 15.
Tell you, this front four for Detroit is really starting to control this football game. Since we got in here to the second half, and I said it in the second quarter, I said, look, if that front four, even without Vandenbosch, who's out today, doesn't play their tails off and dominate the line of scrimmage, the Lions will be in trouble. They're starting to dominate. They have been here since the second half started.
Bears looking for points. This will be a 54-yard field goal try. Maynard the holder, Manley the long snapper. It'll be a career long if he makes it. It is good. It's good. It got inside the upright. A 54-yard field goal for Robbie Gould. The longest field goal of his career. Planned perfectly.
Yeah, the plan's been solid to say the least. The execution's probably been better from Drew Stanton.
Lions start from the 20. They were 3 and out their last possession. Stanton off the play fake, gets it to Pettigrew. He's up to the 26-yard line. Pickup of 6 on the play.
And you love it. He's just staying on schedule. They're moving the pocket for him. And when I say staying on schedule, he's not taking negative plays. He's not getting them into the long down and distance plays. He's been very good on third down. The Bears are the best in the league on third down and defending third down. He's been 44% today. That's pretty good.
He'll be a free agent at the end of the season. They have Matthew Stafford and Sean Hill under contract. They brought in Zach Robinson. So he'll be looking for a job. And he's playing for one. This is Morris straight ahead for a couple of yards. Did the ball come out?
Sure looked like it.
The Bears think it did. They're fighting for the ball in the pileup. They're still wrestling for it.
Hockey League, when you can't figure it out, you make the right call and give it back to the offense.
On 3rd and 2, Stanton throws, completes to Calvin Johnson. First down up to the 40-yard line.
You mentioned Drew Stanton earlier and free agent. Make no mistake about it. This cat's playing for his NFL future right here, and it's probably not in Detroit. It's for 31 other teams around the league, and he's handling the pressure perfectly.
Well, as Jim Schwartz said earlier in the week, he can go from who is that guy to we wanted that kind of guy on our team.
Well, that's like a basketball game when a guy takes an outside shot for the game winner, and you're saying, no, 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 and then he drains it, and you go, yes, nice shot.
2 tight ends in. Javid Best in the backfield.
He's a gamer.
Best carrying. Breaks through. Good game, boy. Every time now that Javid Best carries, you think about him just busting a long one as he did in the first half with that 45-yard run. Javid Best with 8 carries for 65 yards in the game.
I think that you look at these Lions, the Bears have only given up 3.6 yards per carry all year. These Lions are figuring out at the line of scrimmage, physically they can match up with Chicago. Both sides of the ball, the Lions are playing good, especially here in the second half for the Lions.
Rod Wilson, the 3rd linebacker in for the Bears, replacing Nick Roach. Stanton in trouble, gets away, dives forward. Took a hit from Urlacher, very close to the first down line. Everyone talks about him as being a tough competitor who can make plays and get the job done, and he's showing that. Looks like a little option, and the flip to Maurice Morris. It's down inside the 45-yard line.
That's the stuff he ran at Michigan State. Real simple. He's going to read the defensive end, and he's going to pitch it out to the running back and make the play on Peppers. Peppers just got so much juice, and he's so fast for a 300-pounder. It's kind of a classic conflict.
In the 3rd quarter, Peppers rode Stanton out of bounds, got credit for a sack on that. It was his 7th sack of the season.
5th sack in the last 2 games.
Out of the shotgun. Stanton gets rid of it quickly, completes it. Nate Burleson with a catch. Burleson was busy in the 1st quarter, has been quiet since then. He gets down close to the 40-yard line.
The eyes of a quarterback. He sees this coming. Here's DJ Moore, slot blitz. He's going to fire it right to where the blitzer came from.
Good job.
Let's go, guys.
Javid Best in the backfield. It's 3rd and 1. Derek Williams in as a 3rd wideout, but it's Best stopped short. Bears defense. Julius Peppers leading the way. Urlacher got there. DJ Moore got there, but it was Peppers making the play.
Yeah, once the front side gets the penetration, watch these guys get the penetration. It's going to force it to cut back. And as soon as it has to cut back right there, Peppers and Urlacher are waiting for it. They'll get the credit on the stat sheet, and it was a big-time play, but it was the front side of the defense that really built a wall, Sam, and pushed them into the backfield, forced the cutback.
And it's Jerome Felton in at fullback. Fake the handoff. Stanton throws, and it's incomplete. DJ Moore was all over Nate Burleson, and that I didn't like that play at all.
I do like it for the fact that at least the quarterback's got a run pass option, but it was clear it was all pass the whole way. I mean, as soon as he got out to the perimeter, he unloaded it to a very well covered Nate Burleson. Yeah, that was that's one where you would have liked to play it out a little bit, improvise a little bit, use your legs a little bit, and who knows what'll happen. But the quick read out to the perimeter to a covered receiver, that wasn't good.
Bears start from their 40. Go empty backfield as Forte motions. Cutler. Wide open is Forte, and he's upended by Spivey. But he gets down to the 39, make it the 39-yard line of the Lions.
Classic cover 2 beater. They got 2 deep safeties. That means typically they're going to have 5 guys in underneath coverage, 4 guys rushing. And he's just going to come right here, right behind the backers and in front of the safeties. You see that? You got 2 deep safeties. You get behind the backers. You slide right into that hole. That's the hole in the cover 2 defense. Perfectly read and then executed from Jay Cutler to Forte.
20-yard pickup. 3 wide receivers in. Draw play Chester Taylor. And he stopped short of the line of scrimmage. Good work up front. And Dominican Sue leading the way that time. And you can hear up from the crowd that Sue.
And I've got no problem with the play call because the Bears are offering it. They've got 4, or excuse me, the Lions are offering it. They've got 4 at the line of scrimmage, the linemen, and they got safeties back deep. Run at it. That's how you get those safeties to come up, but you got to be able to block their defensive tackles one-on-one. And Ndamukong Suh just tossed around Roberto Garza and got him a nice tackle for loss.
3 wide receivers. Taylor in the backfield. Cutler dumps it off to Taylor, made a good catch, and is brought down at the 34-yard line. Give him forward progress close to the 33. Brandon McDonald made the tackle. Spotted at the 34, brings up a 3rd and 4.
I would have loved to play for Gunther Cunningham.
He is something.
You meet with him on Fridays or Saturdays if it's a road game and they come in, I promise you want to put on a helmet and go play.
But his biggest work was getting the psyche back after that fall apart on Thanksgiving to the Patriots. Here's 3rd and 4.
Time for a huge stop for his defense.
3 wide receivers. Bennett motions. Cutler to Bennett. He's got it. Down to the 22-yard line. That's been his key man. His go-to guy in this game has been Earl Bennett, his 6th catch of the game for 89 yards.
Man coverage. They roll the corner over with him right there. And Alfonso Smith, he runs the in-cutting route. Safety late coming up and making the play. I'm telling you, that's what suits Earl Bennett. His skill sets, the quick passing game underneath. Let him break a tackle. He's been magnificent today.
And the Bears 5 for 9 on 3rd down. We talked about how they had trouble earlier in the season. Rasheed Davis is in at wide receiver number 81 as the 3rd wideout. Cutler rolling and looking. After him is DeAndre Levy. He broke the tackle. What a run, and he got hit hard. Flag on the play. And Ndamukong Suh gave him a forearm to the back.
Right to the back of his head is what it looked like. And if it was to the back of the head, it's clearly a penalty. I'm telling you, Ndamukong Suh, when he gets to the quarterback, he wants to wreak havoc.
With Manumaleuna and Forte in the backfield. Cutler looking. Manumaleuna. He's in. They don't use him all that much, but Manumaleuna is very valuable. Came out of the backfield, and he is one big man, tough to take down. Bears take the lead.
Yeah, huge size mismatch right there. Spivey had him in coverage, and then you're asking Spivey to tackle 300 pounds when he gets the ball. Jimmy Schwartz.
First touchdown of the season On the short pass from Jay Cutler. Stephon Logan, 3 yards deep, brings it out. Couple of blockers. Slips by. Logan turns it into a big one. Chased from behind and forced out of bounds by Rasheed Davis. Another great return by Stephon Logan. Gives the Lions great field position. And now we want to bring in our man from the command center, Mike Pereira, former head of officials of the NFL. Mike, as we talk about that penalty on Ndamukong Suh, what did you see?
Well, you know, Tim's right. You know, once the quarterback clears the line of scrimmage, and Sam, you too, he is a runner. But the rule does stay in Rule 12. You cannot deliver a forearm to the back of the head of any player.
But, Mike, I don't think it was a forearm. I think if you go back and watch it and look, I know it's hard for those guys in real time to see and whether Ed saw it was a wing or a forearm or an elbow or not. But we went back and watched it on slow-mo, and to us it was clearly an overt extension of both arms, more of a two-hand shiver than the forearm wing.
Yeah, you know, and of course, when you do look at it in slow motion, as you know, it makes it look so different. But that's a judgment call, and that's purely a judgment call. You have to live with that. They're not going to protect the quarterback any more than any other runner in that situation, but it's a call that's all judgment.
Mike, thanks so much for the explanation. We'll always love to hear from Mike Pereira. The tight end, the third tight end. Here's a 3rd and 3. Stanton. Javid Best, rather Maurice Morris out of the backfield. Where will they give him forward progress? Morris puts it on the line, which he doesn't see. Lead on San Francisco. Heller, the tight end, goes in motion. Stanton, big rush. DJ Moore got there. This time, Moore got there on the blitz. Second sack of the game for the Bears. One by Peppers, one by DJ Moore.
And they squeeze the running back in protection. Urlacher's coming here. Now, if you're Maurice Morris, do you take the slot defender or do you take Urlacher? He's got to make a decision. He peels to Urlacher inside. DJ Moore runs around Brandon Pettigrew. And that is a huge, huge play at that spot on the field, knocking him right out of field goal range, or at least the opportunity to get closer.
Everybody out. Stanton throws short. It was a low throw and ruled incomplete. Tried to get it to Calvin Johnson.
I mean, that is the sack zone. We hear a lot of guys. You hear Norv Turner talk about it. The offensive guys, I know Mike Martz and those guys are all over it. Scott Linehan. You get down in this part of the field, and they were down at about the 35-yard line. That's the sack zone. The biggest thing that you've got to prevent as an offense is taking a sack.
That sack for DJ Moore, his first career sack in the NFL. Here's a big 3rd down play. Lions have to get to the Bears 24. Stanton being rushed. Short to Scheffler, and he's brought down at the 40-yard line. Safety valve to the tight end, Tony Scheffler, to keep the Lions in it. They need to come up with a big series here.
Yeah, he's going to have to take some chances and play some tight coverage, some tight defense.
Forte gets outside, and that's a big pickup. First down pickup of 10 for Matt Forte. Spivey, the safety, took him out of bounds.
Now with the Bears, you want to run the ball, you want to chew the clock, you want to get into your 4-minute drill, you want to lean on your offensive line. Plans are out for head coaches. He's in year number 2. You better stick with that guy. Sam, we see him all, we know him all. You better stick with that guy.
He's trying so hard to change the losing culture. But they need results to the Lions. Right now, pressure on Cutler. Got rid of it to Greg Olsen. Spinning, he gets back to the 30-yard line. Time for an update, and for that, as always, we go to Kurt Menefee.
Cincinnati Cedric Benson with a short touchdown run, but they had missed an extra point earlier, so it's a 1-point ball game after that score. Very next possession, Saints stretch it back to 8. Robert Meacham, 52-yard reception from Drew Brees. It's now 27-19. Saints trying to hold on. 9.5 minutes left in Cincy. Sam and Tim.
Thanks, Kurt. And how about acknowledgement to Drew Brees, Sports Illustrated Sportsman of the Year.
Well deserved.
Great choice.
Yep. Great player, better person.
2nd and 10 from the 30-yard line.
Comes the blitz.
Cutler goes short to Bennett. He's got it. Another catch and a first down. What a game Earl Bennett is having. That'll put him over 100 yards receiving in the game. Alfonso Smith shaking up for the Lions. He's gone to the sideline. Bennett is shaking up a little bit. His left arm.
Looks like he got one of those little stingers where that left arm has gone numb on him. But I tell you, the you to me factor, the chemistry from Jay Cutler to him today has been obvious. And I tell you, Jay Cutler seeing the blitz. You see the blitz come from the top of the screen. Houston, eyes in the back of his head. He gets it out. Jay is seeing it so much better over the last month and how the blitz is coming into his face.
End around, and getting away was Hester. And he picks up positive yardage, almost tackled for a big loss. He gets 5 on the play. The Lions brought in the former Bear, Nathan Vasher. First time he's had a 100-yard game in the NFL. Bears at midfield, 2nd and 5. Quick toss, and that's another completion. And that'll get him another first down inside the 45-yard line. Johnny Knox on the receiving end, his 3rd catch of the game. It's been an efficient game for Jay Cutler. Nothing spectacular, but he is 20 for 25, 217 yards, 1 touchdown.
Yeah.
It's been a great day for Jay Cutler, as we mentioned. He's been very efficient. The passes to Earl Bennett. Short ones, quick ones, they've picked up yards. Maybe the biggest negative, he's taken some sacks in the game.
He's also broke free on some sacks. His legs have been a major asset, and that's the thing. 20 of 25 with a pretty consistent 4-man rush in his face throughout this game.
2nd and 10 for the Bears. Lions can't stop the clock. Short pass to Manamaliuna. That's a first down for the Bears. That's a big one. Studio technical supervisor Jack Simmons. The Bears go to 9-3 and hold on to first place in the NFC North as they beat the Lions again. The Lions 0 for their last 19 in division games.
Unbelievable. You see all the smiles from the Bears players. They knew how hard it was going to be, and these Lions will not lay down for anybody. This was a tough battle for Chicago.
Bears have won 5 in a row and stay in first place in the NFC North. The Bears beat the Lions 24-20. For Tim Ryan and Jennifer Hammond, this is Sam Rosen. Now let's go to the studio.